Thank you, Marco. Thank you, team of Marco. My name is Arent Fock. I'm the chairman of the Swiss activities of African Parks. Very happy to be here. I brought along two colleagues, Helge Mane and Kalia Koltes, who will shortly at the end, I'll ask them to stand up so you can actually reach out to them. The best way to start this off is with a short movie. And the movie's called Hope Starts Here. It's narrated by a voice you probably recognize. If you don't, then later on you will. If I now push this button once again, the movie will start. It'll take 2 minutes. There we go. Maybe you can put it on the big screen.
African Parks was founded in 2000 to effectively manage Africa's protected areas. With 19 parks under management in 11 countries, our footprint has scaled to almost 15 million hectares. These vital landscapes are helping to safeguard Africa's biodiversity, serving as a foundation for a healthy planet and delivering benefits to hundreds of thousands of people. By preventing poaching and the wildlife trade, we are protecting species at their source and our global health and well-being. By protecting critical forests, grasslands and seascapes, we are preserving essential ecosystem services which deliver clean air and water, food security and capture carbon to combat climate change. And in securing these natural systems, we're helping to build resilient, sustainable livelihoods for thousands of vulnerable communities. From Odzala's tropical forest in Central Africa, to Enedi's desert sandstone masterpiece in Chad. Hope starts here, with the places that we are protecting now, to ensure a healthy future for us all.
All right, let me start there. It gives a good introduction. It speaks for itself. You probably recognize the voice. It's Prince Harry. He's the president of African Parks. And let me tell you a little bit more about our roadmap to recovery. There is a problem, and we all know it. It'll be addressed here all the time. You know, biodiversity, climate change, it's all really affecting us. And essentially, you know, in good French, we're screwed if we don't do something about it. It's affecting us and it's affecting our entire planet. Now, in order to save our planet, we essentially need about 30% of the entire land and sea mass to be set aside for nature. That is a problem because where do you find this 30%? Well, there's an opportunity as well, namely Africa. Africa is home to the biggest intact landscapes around. It's about 25% of the entire global biodiversity is in Africa. So if you want to do something big, and that's what we set out to do, if you want to do something big, you've got to look at Africa. The reality, however, is that if you don't manage it, it will be lost. Now, if you look at this picture here, on your left-hand side, you see one of our parks in Malawi. It's called Liwonde. We've been managing it for a couple of years, about 8, and there you see what happens if you do manage it. On the right-hand side is how we found it. This picture, it's the only thing that you've got to take away from this conference, from my speech certainly, but also from this conference, is that if it's not managed, it will be lost. So, in comes African Parks. It was founded in 2000, it's only over 20 years ago, not too long ago. With some funding from Holland, I'm a Dutch guy, as a solution to help us out here. African Parks takes on the full responsibility for getting these huge places up into shape again. Right from the start, we called it the business approach to conservation. We don't want all these woolen socks and so on. This is the hardcore conservation. And we believe we're getting there. The model is based around, it sounds very simple. It's not very simple, but it sounds very simple. We make it sound very simple. There's 3 M's. First of all, there's the mandates. We work with governments, and we work with governments in very difficult places. But the mandates, they allow us to run a park, and we take full responsibility, as I said. They allow us to run it for 20 years, and potentially with another option for another 20 years. So we run it, at least for me, it's eternity. And we need a lot of money to keep on doing that. So that's the mandate. When we started, nobody wanted to give us a mandate. The first ones were in Liuwa Plains, in Zambia, and one in Malawi, in Majeti. But now, the governments are coming to us and say, hey, African parks, can you help us? How is that done? The second M is the management. We need good people, and it's almost like running a multinational. We employ 3,500 people, 98% of which comes from local communities. So we really try to engage people at the core. We supply healthcare services, we supply education, basic food needs we supply in and around the parks. So that's the second M, the management. The third M, obviously, and we'll talk about it a little more later, is the money. Because this is an NGO. We need a lot of money. Actually, let me get back to that later. We currently manage these 19 parks in 11 countries, which is huge. And just in terms of size, because we are in Switzerland, that's 3.5 times the size of Switzerland. And again, we take on the full responsibility for that. They can come to us when things go wrong. Not that we like to do things go wrong, but this, again, is this business approach to conservation. You see it, the areas where these parks are, in the most difficult countries of Africa, but still we seem to manage. Now that's where we are today, and at this point my cursor has stopped working, so I would like to click to the next page, which it doesn't, but I'll show you where we're going. We believe that in the next 10 years, by 2030, we can manage 30 parks with a space of 30 million hectares. And could someone click to the next slide, please? We really believe we can get there. It'll be a huge effort, but that's the only way to manage conservation. We do conservation at scale. We really try to move the needle. Once again, the slide doesn't really work, but after that, we get into the funding model. What we're trying to do here is we're looking for enormous funds. We have an annual budget last year of $90 million US. That is a lot of money, but we're blessed with very, very kind and favorable and transformational givers. We have an enormous amount of entrepreneurs who help us. We have large NGOs who help us, family offices, but also governments. And more and more governments are also contributing to these huge numbers we need. Here's the next slide. That's me. In Malawi, that's a park called Majeti. Hang on, it's going a little fast now. That's a park, Majeti. For instance, what we do, we had 2 parks in Majeti. If you run a park for a long time, it goes very well. You have your wildlife, it all comes back. We had 500 elephants too many. We translocated 500 elephants over 300 kilometers a couple of years back to a new park in the north of Malawi, which was depleted. Now, here this funding, what we need over time, I believe, is a strong and actually huge endowment fund. We are building a $1 billion US endowment fund. Because if you have a $1 billion endowment fund, you have, say, 5% per annum, which will lead you, that's 50 million a year to start with. That's the way to continue doing what we do over years and years to come, because you don't want to give these areas back again, you want to continue to run them. And here's the point that I'd like to end with. With a couple of entrepreneurs, and I know there's entrepreneurs in this room, we started in Holland. We've located nowadays about 20 to 25 million US already by shares of our own company. So we've given shares to African parks, thereby meaning that if you grow your own business, which you all like to do, that is the way to make money. Not this money manager who you give $1 million and then please make more of it at 5% per annum. But we talk in money multiples. And I believe that in this room there are many people who would like to hear a story like that. So please come and talk to us. We will take this a step further. You're more than welcome to meet Helge Mane, who's sitting over there, who stands up now, and Kalia Koltis. She's also here the 2 days. Please talk to us, and we need your help because this is something you have to do together. Thank you very much.